At first look, when you see those cute little animals zipping around on their carts, you'll think this is nothing more than just another Mario Kart wannabe, but you're wrong. It's Mario Kart's older brother with missiles, explosions, bombs, and whatever that is. Yes, Crash Team Racing is the older brother whose friends you're not supposed to hang out with, but you do it anyway, and the result is you get your butt kicked. Yeah, this game is hard, right out of the box on medium difficulty. This is the Dark Souls of kart games. Yes, you will die a lot, and if you think you can't die in this game, you'll be hit with bowling bombs and rocket-guided missiles exploding on impact. You can't tell me these fuzzy little characters can survive that. Okay, so maybe they don't actually die, but you will be losing races a lot. Be prepared to hit the restart button over and over again because this is one of the most skill-based kart racers ever. But put your time into this game, perfect your craft, and you will win. And it will be so rewarding. Hi, I hope you're having a good day. I'm Shibby, and this is my review of Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled for the Nintendo Switch. If you want to see more videos like this one, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you tap that bell icon so you get the notifications. Also, as promised, I will be giving away a copy of CTR for the Nintendo Switch, so stick around at the end of the video and I'll tell you how you can win. Here's the deal. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled is a revamped port of the game Crash Team Racing that came out on PlayStation in 1999. This new version features a fresh new coat of paint and detail, added features, and tracks from Crash Nitro Kart, with more tracks and characters to be added for free as time goes on. This game stays true to the original as far as skill required and muscle memory goes. If you're looking for nostalgia here, there's plenty to go around. You can even go into the options menu and toggle legacy music on to have the game use music from the original PlayStation, which I think is awesome. But don't get me wrong, the new graphics look great, and it's really hard to find the visual difference between this version and the one on PS4. Here's how the game is played. You're a character from a famous platformer in a go-kart racing other characters for 3 laps to the finish line, collecting various items and weapons to slow down anyone in your way. Sound familiar? Sound like Mario Kart? Well, it's not. Just wait till you see Adventure Mode. It's more like Diddy Kong Racing. Okay, here's how Crash Team Racing is nothing like those games. Like I said, this game requires skill, and it's fast, especially when you start linking boosts together. See, CTR revolves around a turbo boost mechanic that you must use constantly if you want to win. First, you must power slide by holding down L or R on a turn, and tap the opposite button at the right time to give yourself a boost. You can do 3 of these in a row, and the name of the game is strategically linking these with the boost pads on the ground and the fact that you can get a boost anytime you catch air as long as you hit the right button at the right time. Not only that, but linking these will give you an exponential boost to your speed. Once you get that down, it's pretty invigorating. Now, in this revamped version of the game, during a power slide, you'll know when you can boost by looking at the tires of your kart. See, they'll glow orange to let you know when you can hit the boost button. Also, you'll notice black smoke coming out of your exhaust pipe as an indicator, which was the only visual cue you had on your kart in the original game. The cool thing is, if you don't like the glowing tires and you want it how the old game was, you can turn this off in the options menu. There's also a meter in the bottom right corner that will let you know, but I didn't use this much because I was keeping my eye on the kart and the road. In addition to this boosting mechanic, there are Wumpa Fruit scattered about the track and some inside of crates. Get 10 of these and you go faster. It also upgrades any items that you pick up. So yeah, you definitely get to make some choices while you race that can determine the outcome, which I think is awesome. And if you want to get better at the game, I'll be putting up a video on some of my best tips and techniques for Crash Team Racing, so be on the lookout for that. As far as items go, this game doesn't have nearly the amount that Mario Kart does, but there's less rubber banding, so the items you do have are more meaningful, although their functions are straight pulled from the Mario game. I really like the way items and weapons are handled in this game. They just feel more strategic and less distracting from the actual race. It's less randomized chaos and more tactical, although combat does get pleasantly intense sometimes. And the explosions from your bombs and your missiles can't hurt you, so you can fire away with no fear. The main campaign mode is called Adventure. You get 4 save files, and once you pick a difficulty, you can't change it. So that's something to keep in mind. I made 2 files, one on medium and one on easy. That way, if I got stuck, I had an easier file to go to so I could practice the tracks and just feel better about myself by winning some races. I will say though, I felt like the easy was a little too easy. It would have been nice to have a difficulty in between. Before I got good at the game, it felt like I was either playing medium and losing, or playing easy and just driving around in first place the entire time. But hey, I guess that's why you just gotta get good at the game. In adventure mode, you drive around a world that takes you back to the days when 3D games had just become a thing. Again, pulling at those nostalgia heartstrings. It's kinda nice, but at the same time, I kinda just wanna race. You drive from race to race, unlocking tracks and new areas, just like Diddy Kong Racing from the N64. You must get first place in order to progress, which is very challenging. And yes, there's a story here, just enough to get you from area to area, and there are boss races. One thing to note here is that the cutscenes have been updated and revamped.
The most feared driver on this circuit. I'll earn the right to this oxide by crushing you into brake dust. Let's race.
A cool new update to the game is that you can change your character now at any time in adventure mode. In the original version, you were stuck with whatever character you picked from the beginning. This update is especially cool because unlike other racing games, your character is what determines your speed, acceleration, and turn. The different karts are purely cosmetic. This means if you need someone who's better at turning for a particular racetrack, you can just swap in for that character and you're good to go. Of course, there's also online mode where everyone's super good because they've probably been playing for the past 20 years and know every track like the back of their hand. But if you're up for a challenge, it's a good way to get good at the game. And if you don't like racing, you can participate in a variety of battle modes. Some of these arenas here are really cool, and then some of them just don't make sense. They're not very intuitive, and it's like they weren't made for a kart game. And every once in a while, you notice little things like that that remind you that this game was originally made 20 years ago. I think it shows you that we've learned and gotten better at making games, but it also shows you just how well this game has held up and stood the test of time. Speaking of getting better at making games, well, they managed to throw a Fortnite-style shop in this old classic. You can buy skins and cars with in-game currency you collect by winning races, or your actual money, even though they blatantly said this game would not have microtransactions. And if you want to know how I feel about that, this game has a lot of modes, but my favorite has to be Local Arcade. This allows you to just dive right into the action. From here, you can choose to do a cup where you run through 4 races to win, or other challenges like my favorites Relic Race or CTR Challenge. In CTR Challenge, you have to find the letters C, T, and R while also getting first place. Think Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. In that game, you had to find all the letters to the word skate. This mode is fun because you have to actually think critically, and some of these are in really interesting spots. You almost have to lose a race at first just so you can drive around slowly and find out where all the letters are, because some of these are in secret areas. This is actually good because it forces you to discover other pathways you can use in a race. Relic Race is fun too. It's a time trial, but there are boxes throughout the level that stop the clock for 1, 2, or 3 seconds. I thought this was fun because you don't have the distraction of other racers or the threat of items being shot at you. This definitely does pose its own challenge though and can be very difficult to beat. These modes are really cool to me because they provide an extra challenge if you feel like you're getting too good. And they also just let you take a break from the main game if you feel like trying something else. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled is not like most cartoony racing games. It requires you to learn their mechanics and get better at your craft. It's not a casual game, so even though there is local multiplayer, this isn't really a game I would invite people over to play if they are just wanting to hang out and have conversation. But for people who like to have something new to practice and get better at, it can be so satisfying for that dedication to pay off as you cross the finish line and take first place. There are many characters in this game to choose from, but the most important characters are the tracks themselves. You'll spend plenty of time getting to know their twists, their turns, their bumps, and terrains as you get better at the game. If you played the original, you'll know how unchanged these courses are. Their designs and proportions are just the way you remember, which is a testament to how well this game was made, since it holds up so well 20 years later. Although it's 30 frames per second, the revamped graphics look great, and you'd be hard-pressed to find much of a difference between this game and how the PS4 version looks. Loading can seem a bit lengthy, but the good thing is that once a map is loaded and you hit restart race, the track fires back up immediately. Overall, this is a really good port that stays true to the original and adds extra value where it's needed without stepping on anything that made the original game great. So I promised I'd be doing a giveaway, so one of you are going to be winning a copy of CTR for the Nintendo Switch. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. That comment should answer this question. When you play Nintendo Switch, do you usually play portable or on the TV? Answer that question, subscribe, and you'll be entered in a drawing to win a copy of the game. Then on my next video, one person will be chosen at random to win, and I'll be mailing it out to you. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. Please hit that subscribe button and the bell, and give the video a thumbs up if you want to see more like it. And keep being awesome. Later.